Okay, the recording has been started. Please confirm if my screen is also visible. Are we good to proceed? Yes, no? Are we good? Are you able to see my screen? Are you able to see my screen? Okay then. Come on guys, let's keep the chat session interactive. Okay, so that I can understand whether the communication is happening or not. Okay, so let's do a quick recap. So we have completed 2 classes. Today is the 3rd class. So the Java introduction we have completed, and we have discussed about the things like core Java, advanced Java, and J2EE. Right? So you cannot use this kind of words in the resume. So this is for the what we call it as per the Indian standards. They have a keywords like core Java, advanced Java, or something like J2EE. So you are not going to address this in the resume. So instead of using these terminologies, what you usually do, so coding as per the Oracle Corporation documentation, so you call it as J2SE or Java SE, right? J2SE is an acronym for Java 2 Standard Edition. So this is what you keep in the resume. When you want to keep core Java in the resume, don't keep core Java. Instead of keeping it as core Java, you can use Java 2 Standard Edition. So this is going to cover all the Java fundamentals. We know this already. And by learning Java fundamentals, we can develop only standalone application. Right? Again, the question comes, what is the standalone application? Very simple. Any application that is standing alone in your desktop. For example, if you have a computer, right, and if you open something like calculator, so do you think to operate this calculator any internet connection is required? It's not even required, right? No internet connection is necessary to operate this calculator. So it can work all alone without having any dependency. It is standing all alone. This is within your computer. You can operate this without having any internet connection or any external dependency. So the applications like this can be developed by using Java 2 Standard Edition, or else I can say core Java. Right? And again, in the market, there is only the 5% demand for developing the standalone application. Right? But dependencies, 1000% dependencies are there to learn other technologies. So if you learn core Java or Java 2 Standard Edition, whatever it is, and if you want to learn something like Hadoop or Selenium testing or whatever the new tools that are coming in the market, Java is mandatory. Most of the tools are have the direct dependency on Java, right? So this is what you get when you learn core Java or J2SE. Then we have J2EE. But J2EE is a kind of advanced Java. In Indian market, we call it as what? Advanced Java. So it is an acronym for Java 2 Enterprise Edition. It is used to develop server-side programming. I have explained this already in the first class. What is the server-side programming? If you want to develop any banking application, let us say the Axis Bank or HDFC Bank or Western Union application, so you need to work on the J2EE. So in order to understand J2EE, J2SE is really important. Right? By using J2EE, you can develop 95% of the applications in the software industry. Right? To understand this, if you are spending 90% of your, if you're putting 90% of your efforts in core Java, you can just put 10% of your efforts in advanced Java. Core Java is very much important. So, and last one is you have Java 2 Micro Edition. So it is used to develop the mobile applications. You're creating, if you want to develop any mobile apps, even the mobile phones as the hardware system, So the most of the hardware system, they support Java programming language to develop mobile applications. The same Axis Bank application, when you operate Axis Bank application in your mobile, you need to develop that using this kind of editions, which is called as what Java 2 micro edition. And also you can develop mobile games, you can develop mobile softwares, things like that. But the demand has been reduced nowadays because due to the Androids and Android system and the iPhone systems. So not much demand is there for J2M. This was all about class 1. The class 2, yesterday's, I mean the Saturday's class, we have started discussing about Java history. Right? So again I am telling this Java history is just for the awareness purpose. In interview no one is going to ask you about the Java history. But for the learning sake, it is important for us to understand how the Java was evolved. Let us get it started once again. Let me go back to the okay. So if you see this, okay, this is all about Java history we have started. How it was started? There was a company called Sun Microsystems. So the Sun Microsystems is one of the companies which had a requirement. Okay, they want to develop a software for electronic devices. They want to develop software for what? For electronic devices. So electronic devices can be like remote controller or sky dish or traffic signal, whatever it can be, but they want to develop a software, a new software. In order to develop that, they have created a team of 30 members. Okay. So Sun Microsystem is an organization, it's a company. Under this company, they have created a team of 30 members, and James Gosling is one of them. He's the person, James Gosling. He's called as what? Father of Java. Okay. James Gosling is called as what? The father of Java. They have created a team of 30 members, and he's the team leader. He's just like a team leader. Along with James Gosling, there was Patrick Norton, okay, who both are very experts in their own fields, right? And they have started the project. They have given the project name as the Green Project. Okay, but the Sun Microsystems, they have their own agenda. What they said, you can develop, you want to create a new programming language, but that programming language has to follow these 3 principles. What are they? They should be simple programming language, and it should be tightly coded programming language, and it should be architecture neutral programming language. Keep these things in mind and develop the programming language. This was the suggestion given by whom? Given by the Sun Microsystems. After following these suggestions, so in order to simplify this further, so when you can call a programming language as a simple programming language? First question. Whenever a programming language is taking less execution time. Less execution time is what? I have given you an example. If you remember or not, if you're watching a TV channel, okay, in one television there is a match between India and Pakistan. In another television there is a football match between Australia and Portugal. Okay, if the execution time is more, the moment you switch the channel between 95 number to 101 number, if it takes more amount of time, right, I can conclude that the performance is very less. By the time you switch the channel, okay, the one of the matches will be completed. So you don't have that experience of watching the live matches with that field, isn't it? Right? That's why the simple programming language means what? It should have the less execution time, and it should consume the less memory, and it should consume the less power consumption. Memory should be less, because the more memory, it is going to cost more. Example, even if you are purchasing computers, the RAM capacity is 2 GB, the price of the computer is going to be less. If it is 4, it's going to be more. So the RAM capacity is directly proportional to the price. Keeps increasing as per the RAM capacity. That's why they want these 3 to be under this simple programming language. When I say simple programming language, it means less execution time, less memory consumption, less power consumption. Okay. Second one is what? Tightly coded. What is a tightly coded? Any programming language. So this is the tightly coded. any programming language that takes less number of lines to achieve something, right? It is called as loosely coupled. If any programming language takes more number of lines to achieve something. For example, if you want to perform the stack operation, you know what is stack operation by now. Okay? On the other day we have discussed. So this is a stack data structure. If you are arranging books, okay, imagine that this is a table and you have book number 1, 2, 3, 4 records, student records. So each and every student are placing records one on top of the other, right? This structure is called as what? Stack data structure. If you want to implement this by using the C or C++ programming language, you need to write more number of lines of code to implement this. Push is nothing but adding the node, placing the node. Pop is nothing but removing the placed node. And peek is nothing but looking which record is on top of the stack. To implement these three operations, C or C++ programming language is going to consume 50 lines of code for each operation, right? So the answer is here. If any programming language that takes more number of lines to achieve something, it is called as loosely coupled programming language. Example, C, C++. When it comes to Java, these operations can be done within these 4 lines. Only with these 4 lines you can operate up. You can do what? You can perform the stack operations. So this is where the explanation is. If any programming language that takes less number of lines to achieve something, it is called as tightly coded program. Only 4 lines is. And at last, the very important point, architectural neutral. Right? What is architectural neutral? Very simple. This is the best example. So you are purchasing a computer. This is your computer. You are writing a Java code, a.java. So when you give the input, right, you want to get the output as hello world, right? And this is your computer architecture. You are using the 4 GB hardware and your memory capacity is 500 GB and your processor Ryzen. Right? This is the hardware combination and this is software combination. Software is 32-bit OS and Windows operating system. Architecture is nothing but the combination of hardware and software. What is a computer architecture? Computer architecture is nothing but the combination of hardware components plus the software components, right? The moment in future, okay, your computer may run down slow. I mean, your computer performance will be reduced due to various reasons. In that case, what you will do, you will approach the technical person. The technical person would suggest you to increase the RAM capacity, increase the storage capacity, or change the processors so that the computer will have the performance increase, right? If you do that also, the Java program will not affect. The already stored Java code will get executed no matter even though how many times you change the architecture. That is why we call it as what? Architectural neutral. You write program only once and you store it in the computer. In future, if you make any changes to the hardware, it will not affect your program. This concept is called as what? Architectural neutral. That is what I have said. A programming language is independent of hardware and software specifications and enhancements. It is called as architectural neutral. So by considering these three things, okay, they started developing what? They started developing the programming language under which project? Under the Green project. Right? So far so good, isn't it? So next level. So all these things has happened in the year 1991. All these things were happening in which year? 1991. Right? So these many things has happened, and Sun Microsystem has this agenda: simple programming language, tightly coded programming language, and it should be architectural neutral. Okay? At the time of this development, something was happening. Okay, there was a very popular programming language in 1991. So Java was not yet introduced, guys. Java was being developed. It was started by the Green project. At the same time, there was a powerful programming language in 1991, and the name of the programming language is what? The Pascal programming language. Okay. Pay some attention here. This is going to be very interesting. The Pascal programming language was very famous at that time. At the time, Java did not became functional. was being developed by these people. But at that time, Pascal programming language was a famous programming language at that time, right? So it was Pascal was designed by a person called Nicholas Wirth. What is his name? Nicholas Wirth. Okay. Okay. This Nicholas Wirth has understood that the Sun microsystem has started developing a programming language, and he understood that Sun microsystem requirements. He understood the Sun microsystem requirements, that the Sun microsystem they are developing a programming language for the electronic devices, right? After that, he approached Sun microsystem and he came up with a solution to them. Every time whenever you are developing a job, whatever the application that you are developing in the market, you will get a lot of advisors, you will get a lot of suggestions from different teams, from different corporations, you know. So each and every suggestion will be looked after, then they will come to a conclusion. Like that, they thought to take a suggestion from Nicholas Wirth, and he understood the Sun microsystem requirements. And then what happened? Nicholas Wirth, he has given a solution. He has given a solution. However, okay, the solution was not accepted by the Sun microsystems. Okay. So what Sun microsystems did? Sun microsystems, they rejected the solution given by whom? Given by Nicholas. Okay, they rejected his solution. Why they rejected his solution? Because the solution was given by using the procedure oriented programming language. The solution was given by using the procedural oriented programming language. Okay, so but the Sun microsystem is expecting a solution, expecting the software, I mean expecting the new program by using what? Object oriented programming language. Sun microsystem wants the new programming language be object oriented programming language. Okay, let me repeat. So in 1981, so these things were happening at the same time. Pascal, it was one of the popular programming language at that time. Okay, and it was invented by Nicholas Wirth. He understood the Sun microsystem requirements and he has given a solution. However, his solution was rejected because the solution was given in procedural oriented programming language. This is something a kind of what we call it as kind of structure. Each and every programming languages has its own structure. Don't worry about this. The kind of structure, right? Why it was rejected? Because Sun microsystem wants the solution to be in the object oriented programming language. Okay. Till now, this was the things that was happening in 1991. Later, the team itself, the Green project itself, they have completed developing the language in the year 1992 December. So this is 1992. In 1992 December, the programming language was completed. Right? And the James Gosling and his team. James James Gosling and his team, after completing the programming language, they wanted to name this programming language as a unique one. They thought of naming this programming language. So they thought to name this programming language as a tree called the oak tree. So they want to name this programming language. They used to drink the tea in the cabin. Next to that cabin, they used to find a tree called the oak tree. Let me show that for you. Better understanding. So there was a oak tree. They used to consume a lot of tea in their cabin. So in office there will be a cabin, right? So in their cabin, when they are consuming, they are consuming coffee or when they are dining, they used to find this tree every single day. So the name of the tree is what? The name of the tree is oak tree. Oak tree. So they thought to name the programming language as oak. Okay. After this, they decided to name the language as. It's better to keep the programming language as oak because it is very simple and it is very easy to remember. However, Sun Microsystem rejected this proposal. Why they have rejected this proposal? Because there was already a programming language under the name OAK. There was already a programming language under the name OAK. Microsystem rejected the proposal because there was already a programming language at the name. Okay. So after this, what they have decided, so they used to see this oak tree by drinking a cup of coffee every single day. They drink, every day in the canteen, in the cabin. They always used to drink a cup of coffee. Right? The coffee that they are drinking is being imported from the country called Indonesia, the island called Java. The name of the coffee is what? Java. They consume coffee. The name of the coffee itself is what? Java. Java is nothing but it's a coffee name. Coffee name. Usually it's an island in Indonesia. Indonesia is a country, it's an island. From there, the coffee was imported to them. So they decided to name the programming language after Java. Later, what they did, after the development, what they did, okay, so they, listen guys, this will be very, very important. So, after this, Java was the famous coffee. It was consumed by the team members, their cabin, and they named the programming language after that. Okay. So this was at last, they are able to name the programming language in the 1992 December. After this, few more developments happened. Okay. So there is a remote. They want to install this Java. They want to install this Java in a electronic device called Star 7 remote controller. They want to install the newly developed programming language in the electronic device called Star 7 remote controller. So Star 7 remote controller is not like an ordinary remote controller. It is just like a it is going to have the UI, user interface. This is how it looks like for the if you want to see that, I think this is how it looks like. This is how it looks like. So you can operate it by looking into the screen. Okay. So they want to install the Java software. They want to install the Java software. They have developed the Java software. They want to install this Java software inside the Star 7 remote controller so that they can see the the UI and they can operate the channel directly. So this was the actual requirement. So the Java was developed just for this. Okay, the main agenda to develop the Java to ensure that it is getting integrated with this remote controller so that the functionality will be good to operate the televisions. Able to get. However, what happened after this? What happened after this development? Someone, Revati, can you please be on mute? Thank you. Okay. What happened after this development? Okay. So it has become the Taylor model. Okay. It did not reach that much. It did not reach that much. So it is not encouraged and accepted everywhere. See, so many things they have done to develop the programming language is Java. They named it, they did so many research, and at last they were able to integrate with the software, integrate the software with this hardware. However, the model become failure. It happens, isn't it? It happens. So they did not abandon this project, because even though there was a big failure, they did not abandon this project. Okay, what they did, so it was in 1992. Everything happened in 1992. What they did, they waited till 1994. 1994. Even though it was a failure, the Java software is still getting integrated in this Star 7 remote controller. It's in some places, but in 1994, the actual development happened. What happened in 1994? 1994, there was a very famous browser. Is it? In the middle of the 1994, there was a very famous browser. There was a good boom for the internet browsers. Nowadays we know the internet browser is Google is the very famous internet browser, isn't it? But in 1994, the most famous internet browser was the Mosaic Mosaic browser. Okay, just like Google Chrome. Now we have Google Chrome, which is a very famous internet browser, so that you can search whatever you want, you can do whatever you want, because without browsers you cannot communicate with the resources, actual resources, or you cannot do the things that is really required, right? Like that, in the 1994, there was a good boom of internet browser, and the name of the browser is the Mosaic browser. Name of the browser is Mosaic browser. Okay, it was prepared by it was developed by a person called, let me write it here. Okay. That's timestamps 1991 and 1992, and now we are at 1994. See the timestamps. And after that, what happened? It was developed by the famous person. Okay, the name of the person is Anderson. Mark Anderson. He was an UG. He was an undergraduate student. He was a UG student. So based upon this, okay, they saw that the internet browser market was getting a lot of response from the audience, lot of response from the people. They are receiving a lot of welcome internet browsers. So they thought to introduce the Java programming language in the internet browser. So what they did, so they saw this development, they saw this boom in the market. In the Sun Microsystem thought to introduce the Java language in the browser itself. not in the electronic system. They decided to introduce the Java language directly in the browser. So in 1995, let's jump to 1995. 1995. What they did, so the two persons, the famous persons from the Sun Microsystems. Famous from the Sun Microsystems, they are Jonathan Payne, Patrick Norton, in 1995 introduced a browser called Java or Java browser. What? Java browser. So this Java browser has got high demand in the market. High demand in the browsing market. And Java has got, because of this, Java has got a lot of influence and started becoming the powerful programming language for its secured layering. Okay. See from where it started, from where it came. 1991 they started to develop a programming language. 1992 they completed developing and they named it as Java. Then it is meant to integrate with the what we call it as star server remote controller, but the model become failed. Okay. In 1994 there was a big demand for internet browser, and the browser name is Mosaic browser. So this is the name of the browser, Mosaic browser. Okay. By looking at this demand, they thought they got an idea to introduce the Java for the browsers. So they started a browser called Odd Java browser. Okay. This Odd Java browser has become very famous, and it has got much influence, and it has started becoming the more powerful programming language because of this secured layering. Right. So after seeing this, what they did, because internally they have used, why this has become more powerful, internally they have used the Java applets. Java applets is one of the concepts in Java that we are going to see in the future classes. Applet. Okay. So after this observation, the first official version of Java was introduced in 1996 on January 23rd. Okay. Java JDK 1.0 was released. Okay. Till now there is no look back for the Java. So this is the actual birthday of what? Java programming language. So this is all about what the Java history. Okay. And if you think if anyone is going to ask any questions from this, no one is going to ask any questions from this. We are studying this for the awareness. It is also necessary for us to know how the Java programming language has been evolved. So this understanding is really important. Are you able to follow? Type yes in the chat box. No problem, Revati. Are you able to follow? Yes, no? From now we are going to see the actual topic. Come on everyone, are you with me? Yes, no, yes, no. I want yes from everyone. So we are going to jump into the actual topic from now onwards. Okay, so far it is a kind of demo about Java and everything. The actual topic will be started from now onwards. Okay, and don't think that you can skip these topics. Okay, try to see this. You will understand something about the other programming languages. Every programming language has its own history. You need to understand why Java is evolved for different purpose. Actually, Java was introduced to operate this electronic device, but now Java is being used everywhere. look at how powerful the Java is going to be. There will be no issues with Java even for the next 25 years. Java is going to rule for the next 25 years. Trust me. It is going to be king in the IT market. Right? So now the next topic. What is the next topic? This is a class 3, right? So I will send you that paintbrush information to you. Okay? There is no interview questions in this history. So next one is, so we have completed Java history. Now that this one, we need to understand this difference between Java and others. Okay, difference between Java and others. Okay, for the comparison, I'm going to use C and C++ programming language. You will understand each and every difference in detail. Okay, guys. First difference. C and C++ are static programming languages, and the Java is a dynamic. This is an important interview question, guys. They would ask you like C and C++ are called as static programming languages. Even though you mentioned that you know Java in the resume, sometimes the interviewers, they want you to know the understanding of Java, so that they will ask you to give you the explanation or give you the difference between why C and C++ are static programming languages and why the Java is a dynamic programming language. One of the most popular interview questions. Okay. The answer is very simple. See, to understand this answer, I want to give you the real-time example, guys. Real-time example is like, let's say that space. Okay, so let us say that you have a mobile. So let's say that this is your mobile phone. Okay, this is your mobile phone. You are using a Samsung mobile phone. Right, focus here, guys. This is Samsung mobile phone. Okay, and let me take a copy. Okay, so there are two Samsung mobile phones. Okay, so you want to watch a movie. Okay, so let us say that you want to watch a movie like a Titanic movie. Okay, and in your storage, in your phone storage, you have a capacity of about 1 GB, right? But this Titanic movie is of 3 GB, guys. 3 GB. So you want to download this movie from the internet. Want to do what? You want to download this movie from the internet to your mobile. Any website you are choosing, and you want to download this movie from there to the mobile. Okay. What happens? Obviously, the download will start. Okay, so it will consume your memory. It keeps consuming your memory, no matter how much internal cap you might be having only 1 GB, but the movie is 3 GB. But it is not going to tell you. It will download till 1 GB. After downloading 1 GB, it would say memory, you are running out of memory, can't be downloaded. You're able to follow, right? If you're trying to do this, it will not happen, but the downloading will start, but it will get terminated the moment it exhausts, it finds that there is no memory, right? If the same movie, same Titanic movie, right? And instead of directly downloading it to the memory card, if you are choosing to play the Titanic movie by using the Netflix, okay, no matter how much memory you have, even though if you have only 1 GB, even though the movie is of 3 GB, no matter. Okay, Netflix is going to support in such a way that it is going to buffer, it is going to stream the data, right? Data will be streamed accordingly the way you watch. Okay, first 10 minutes of the movie will be downloaded, and you will be watching that first 10 minutes. Okay, next the 20 minutes of the movie, next 10 minutes of the movie will be downloaded, and you will be watching that. It keeps buffering according to the demand. It is like on demand. right? So the buffer will happen only on demand. This 3, you can even still consume this 3 GB, but it will not impact your capacity. But it is not like that. If you download the movie directly, your phone should support this. The phone must support this. But in this case, it's not like this. If you're downloading it, phone will support in such a way that it will help you to watch what is actually required on demand. You will be watching from starting to the ending, right? So how much movie in advance is required, that much will be downloaded. So we will be flexible to go forward, and we will be flexible to go backward. The Netflix will take care of the buffering. So no memory consumption will actually happen, but here the memory consumption will actually happen, isn't it? Right? Same concept, same logic. C and C++ are static programming language. Why it is static? Very simple. If any programming language allocates memory for the primitive data types, by default during the compilation time is called as static programming languages. Example, C and C++. Now you must be wondering, sir, what is this primitive data types? What is this memory allocation in the compilation time? So we will understand this detail. I will give you the small example. In any programming language, if you want to store any number, for example, if you want to store something like 100, or if you want to store something like 100.35, 45, something like that, you want to store this number, you cannot store this like this. You need to use a data type, integer a equal to 100. Okay, so if it is any floating point, float f equal to 100.4. If there is any decimal values, you can do this. If there is any direct number, you can do this. So this part is called as what? Primitives. You call it as primitives. We will understand this in future. Okay, don't worry about this. This part is called as primitive. In order to store any value by using C and C++, if you want to store any data in C or C++ programming language, okay, the memory will be allocated. The memory will be consumed during the compilation time. There are two parts in the programming, girls. One part is what? Compilation. Compilation means checking, okay, if the program is written correctly, or if there are any mistakes, or if there are any errors, or if there are any syntax errors, if there are any mistakes, something like that. Plus there will be execution. Two parts in every programming language. Okay. For C++, memory gets allocated here. Okay. For Java, memory gets allocated here. Okay. This C++ is like downloading a Titanic movie directly to your mobile. Java is like downloading the Titanic movie at the runtime, like Netflix. Right? So these are the primitive data types, integer, float. We will understand this more about in the future. For the interview purpose, I am taking this. For the interview sake, I am taking this. Okay. So this differentiation is only for the interview room. You need to understand this. That's it. Right. So what is a static programming language? If any programming language that allocates memory for the primitive data types by default during the compilation time, it is called a static programming language. Example, C and C++. Likewise, any programming language that allocates memory for the primitive data types by default during the runtime or execution time is called as what? Dynamic programming language. Example what? Example. Don't worry much about this. this primitive, what is this primitive data types, what is compilation, what is this execution. We're going to see that one by one every day. This is for the interview purpose. We're trying to understand the difference because the interviewers will trick you by asking this kind of questions. You must be capable to answer this. I cannot cover this after taking Java. I want to cover this in the beginning itself, so that going forward we will get the complete understanding about each and every verse. Able to follow. Okay, this is the first difference. Okay, the second difference. Why preprocessor is required in C and C++, but not in Java. So this is going to be a very little big topic. I will explain this tomorrow. Now today I want you to do a small thing. Okay, open your what we call it as Google Chrome. Okay, go for Java Online Compiler. I want to type the first program. Don't worry how the code looks like. You just type Java Online Compiler. Okay. Click on this Online Java Compiler, first one. Okay. Okay. Instead of this main, just remove this main and write your something like my first program. Okay, and remove this and write I am happy to learn Java. Okay, and click on run button. What is this? Okay, name has been changed. Let me keep it as okay, I am happy to learn Java. Let me copy this. Okay, don't worry what are these things and all. Okay, open Java Online Compiler. Just said. Okay, keep everything, or else you can type this manually also. Keep everything, type this and click on this, or click on the run button. Okay, just do this and don't worry what is this class, what is this main, what is this public, what is this static, what is this everything. We are going to see each and every keyword in detail. Since we have started learning Java, it's been almost, today is the third day, isn't it? I just want you to type the first program, okay, so that we will be good to go. We are good to go, right? So in this one, what is this main, what is this string array, everything. Ensure that everything is cap sensitive. If it is small p, if it is in lowercase, it is lowercase only. You cannot keep it as uppercase. Okay, try to do this. Okay, let me. I will send it to your mail address. I will give this to your mail address also. Okay, that's all from my side for the day, guys. If you have any doubts, you can ask me today. From tomorrow, the main topics will start. Today, 3 is completed, and I have already prepared the interview questions. So far, we have extracted about 7 interview questions. What is standalone? What is enterprise automation application? I will send it to you in each and every weekend. Okay. So far, we have extracted. We are able to extract 7 interview questions, and today we add one more thing, which is the 8th one, difference between C and other C++ programming language. Each and every week I will send you these interview questions. To keep preparing these interview questions by the weekend, Okay, we could able to collect at least 200 interview questions. For 3 classes, we are able to collect 8 interview questions. So after collecting those 200 interview questions, trust me, you will be able to crack any Java interview. That's all from my side for the day, guys. Thank you so much.